Hello, this is Stan for GPT for Work, and I'm super excited to show you how to use our new agent for Google Sheets. So this agent is specialized for bulk tasks, and I will start by showing you how to translate product titles in bulk in multiple languages with just a very simple prompt, which I paste here, translate these product titles into each language, keep brand names intact, capitalize the first letter of the product type. Okay, that's it. I click on send. So you see this instruction is very simple. You could have given it to an agency or to a junior person and they would have been able to get to work. And it's the same for the agent here. You just give it a natural language prompt and then it will analyze your spreadsheet and figure out what it needs to do and where. You don't need to configure anything else. The way it works is it creates prompt templates specific to each column that will take into account your instructions. So here you can see the prompt template for column B that it wrote. And so it is a bit more sophisticated than the prompt I gave it. It also references the column A, which is the one that needs to be translated, and then does all the configuration necessary. It chooses the model here, GPT 4.1. It chooses the column of output, which rows need to be processed, etc. And then it goes on, column C, column D, column E. And then at the end, it just summarizes what it did. So super simple to use. Let's do more examples. You can replicate these examples by yourself by going inside the product and using this little drop down here. So here we're going to clean company names. You can see that here I've got a bunch of suffixes that are a bit annoying, and I just want to get the names of these companies without them, which is useful for deduplication, for example. And so once again, it will just write a prompt template. There you go. You can see it wrote a more sophisticated prompt template, and all I had to write myself was that, and great results here. Let's do one more. Extracting product attributes. Okay, so here I've got some product descriptions of bicycles, and I want to extract the number of gears of each of them. So you can see once again the prompt is really in natural language. In this case I specified in column A, but that would not be necessary. The more data you have in your spreadsheet, the more precise you should be. That's good practice. All right, and there you go. As you can see, the agent crafted a prompt that returned a number only, which is really good. Only provide the numeric value. See, it gave you some examples. This is not something I specified myself. I just said extract the number of gears. So the agent was really smart here. So as you can see, this agent is really made to fill spreadsheets in a bulk way, to bulk process spreadsheets with AI. Let's do another example. Generating content, personalized emails in this case. So for this one, it will be in 2 steps. So the prompt is a little bit more involved. I've got this list of companies, and I first ask it to search for recent news about this company that would be relevant to offer them additional office space. And then I ask it to generate a personalized email opener. And I gave a few pointers as to how to write this. So you can see that you can give multiple instructions that will be executed in a sequence. Again, the agent will analyze my intent, draft a plan, and then get to work. So the first thing it does here is it will fetch recent news. So let me wrap this text, and you'll see something interesting is that the model for fetching the agent, in order to fetch recent news, decided to use Sonar, which is the web search model that I have defined, which is important because if it had chosen GPT 4.1, GPT 4.1 is not connected to the web, so it chose a model connected to the web correctly because it understood that recent news needed that. And then for the email opener, since the email opener is based on the recent news that were already fetched, there is no need to connect to the web. We can use a regular model, and it chose GPT 4.1. All right. Okay, let's jump into a more sophisticated example where I will, it's an SEO example, where I will generate multiple pieces of content for spare parts here based on these 3 input columns, but also based on the instruction, the column-specific instructions that I wrote in row 1 for each column. This enables you, because if you just have your headers are still are very short, and they will not be able to contain all your instructions. So it's good to be able to put more detailed instructions for each column. You could also put them in the prompt, but then it's a bit unwieldy, and here it's easier to follow and to edit. And then the final prompt that I give my agent is just fill out this table, which is super simple. So let's click on send. And what the agent will do in this case is not only analyze the table, but read the instructions and then use these instructions in its prompt templates in order to fill out the table. So as you can see, the first step was to read the instructions, range D1 through H1. So that's really nice. And in fact, I didn't even have to tell it to do it. It did it by itself. So really nice. And now you'll see that the prompt template includes data from the instructions. You can see it here, right on H1, 55 to 70 characters. Keep the tone neutral and helpful, no clickbait. So that will be here. Then it gives it the inputs, etc. So this is super powerful, I think. Really, really, really powerful. And then it continues. It does all the columns one by one. I can actually stop it here if I don't want to do the rest. So it's really simple to do. There will be, of course, a little bit of a lag once all the executions have gone. They will be sent back by the backend so that you don't lose anything. But you see here that column H, which had not started, is still empty. And if column G contained more than 20 rows, then it would have stopped in the middle of column G. I can then resume, and it will finish column G, which is in fact already finished, but then it stopped. So I could here say resume, and it will see where it has stopped compared to its plan, and then continue. Oops. Well, let's retry this, the demo effect. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening here. Let's do another example. So we'll do e-commerce. Yeah, this one. I want to show you something else. So here, once again, it's a similar. Let me just resize those rows here. All right, let's put 50 pixels. Okay, so that it's all visible. And once again, I've got an instruction row here in row 1 for each column. And here I want to do multiple things. Reformat the title, write some more content, categorize the products with some categories, extract break types. But let's say I don't want to do everything at once. Let's say that I just want to fill out columns, let's say F and H, and only do the first 3 rows. This way I can, so this is to show you that you can actually prompt it precisely for what you do, but still very easy to do. And you can do only the columns that you want, but you can also just do a few rows, which enables you to test how it works before doing the full set of rows. Okay, and it looks like this works great. So now I'm going to tell it, okay, do all the rows, finish the remaining rows. And there you go. And the super nice thing is it understood by itself that it only needed to continue on column F and H. So again, this to me represents really a huge improvement in how you can configure, you can do bulk processing in your spreadsheets. What we had before was the bulk tools and the functions was fine, but this is just so much better. All right, let's show one last example. I want to show the market research. Let's do 2 more, in fact. So one is market research, where I'll do, let me just delete 2 of them so that it's not too long. All right, fill out this table. So here I'm filling out a table with data that needs to be fetched from the web to enrich these companies. I'm getting 2 enrichments, the website and the revenue in 2024. So presumably the agent will use Sonar. Yes, here we go, to fetch this information. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to get the revenue. So what I want to show you here is, here in this case, I did not need an instruction row. It figured out what it needed to do without it. Sometimes the header name is enough for the model to get it right. Okay, in this case, what's pretty amazing is that it even got the formatting right for, let's see if it gets it right for these 2 as well. Yeah, it got it right. So that's really good. If it had not gotten the formatting right, then you could have added an instruction row that will then specify what format you want. And here, okay, we've got the revenues, but you can also follow up. Let's say that you want to say, okay, bucket the revenues into standard ranges, and this will show you that it can help you categorizing your data such that then it becomes easy to sort and filter. So here you see it came up with these standard ranges by itself, and then it decides to add a column, and there we go. And now I could use these do a pivot table to continue my analysis. Okay, last thing I want to show you is that it can also work with formulas. This is completely new. It could not be done before the agent. So here, for example, I've got a list of employee start dates, and I want to calculate employee seniority. So in this case, the agent will understand it can get this done with native formula, so it will suggest a formula. Okay, here we go. And then it, oops, all right, it got this one wrong. Well, that's the demo effect. Actually, that's maybe because this is not the right format. All right, so it's correct, but formatting is a bit weird. Demo effects, and you could follow up and say, okay, but I want it in months. and then it will give you, the important thing is it wrote a formula and then it dragged it down. All right, so now let's see. Okay, and once again, formulas are a bit, normally it doesn't give these formulas. Let's try it again, in fact. Let's try it completely once again. Calculate seniority and put it in column B. And let's see what it does. All right, yeah, this is the formula it usually comes up with. In fact, the previous formula was the first time I ever saw it, and this one will be much better, and there you go, you've got correct formatting. And voila. Okay, so yeah, we're really excited about this agent. Please, if you have questions or feedback, use this little feedback button here, or contact our support, email us. But we're really interested in your feedback. We think this will save you a considerable amount of time. And we're going to keep making it better, of course, with your feedback. So thank you for watching, and till next time.